All right, $1 million picks. Last week, we lost $118,000. For the year, we're down $894. The Vikings were like a $1.1 million swing for us. We would be up over $1 million if I'm not going to talk about it again. I'm so mad about it.
It's nuts. I've talked about it every day.
Were people in the league talking about like what happened with Mike Zimmer? What was going on there?
Well,
what was the consensus?
You and Sal hit it there. I mean, look, when you call timeout and give the offense a chance to draw a play when they're in disarray and it's Jared Goff with a bunch of rookie wide receivers and no names, you call timeout and then you come out with 8 defensive backs protecting a Hail Mary at the back of the end zone. And they could do
and they're at the 12-yard line.
They could do a shallow curl with a rookie. I mean, it was everything about that game. The fact that they fell behind by 14 points, people are just beside themselves. How do you fall behind 14 points to the Detroit Lions with, Khalif Raymond and Amon St. Ra and whoever else? I don't think Zimmer is going to get, no matter what. I mean, Thursday night, they might lose 50-9. I don't think he gets fired this season, but I think this is one of those deals where at the end of the year, people look back to that week 13 loss and say, I know you were without Patrick Peterson and Barr and Kendricks and Dalvin Cook and whoever else. It's inexcusable. We could not lose that game.
It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. It really hurt my feelings.
It cost us so much. And then we had this amazing comeback. We had
with Kirk Cousins, who I didn't even know. Ben Solak wrote about this for the Ringer on Wednesday. Kirk Cousins is now 2-26-1 if he's trailing heading into a fourth quarter.
Is that right?
2-26-1. I didn't even know that, and I didn't have faith in him. Now it's like, so anyway, I'm done. I can't bet on the Vikings anymore. I just can't do it. I can't. And you think so basically, Greg Joseph, he made us all that money in week 2 or week 3.
We
missed the
him.
field goal.
Yeah.
And then the Vikings took it back from us.
Yeah.
So we're basically net even with the Vikings. I'm out. I didn't even consider betting on Vikings Steelers. God only knows what's going to happen in that weird game. But both of us love Cincinnati.
Love.
Cincinnati plus 1.5 at home against the Niners. The Niners, there's a lot of good DVOA advanced stuff with them. Like they're 7th in DVOA, which doesn't match up with what I'm watching when I actually watch them. Since he's 19th in DVOA. Debo is still out.
He might play. He might play.
Yeah, but if he plays, he's like, what, 60%?
I was talking to my guys there today. They're like, there's a hope, and he was working out to the side today. There's a chance. Who knows? That guy's so good that it makes a difference.
Wouldn't you wait another week? Because they're going to make the playoffs anyway, probably. They could blow this game. It's a non-conference game. Like, why do you want to risk blowing him out and then he's out for the year?
I don't know if they have that luxury. You look at it. I mean, if Washington rattles off a few more wins, if Philly wins a couple more games, and one of those Carolina, Atlanta types starts winning like a couple nothing games, Saints, I don't think you can take anything for granted. I think you got to play him if he's ready.
Mitchell looks like he's probably out. He didn't practice again today. They're down to the 4th and 5th running backs. Fred Warner might come back though.
Yes,
Bengals are missing a couple guys, including Logan Wilson, but I just think the line's off. I think the Bengals should be favored by 2. I guess Burrow's finger is freaking out people, but I was really impressed by them in that Chargers game. I know they lost.
They lost 41-22, and I came away like, I like the Bengals.
Yeah.
They fought back.
They fought back. It was 24-0. Sal and I talked about it on Sunday night. They could have rolled over. They didn't. Burrow was hurt. They could have rolled over. It could have been like, okay, cool, we're out. Nope. Came back, and I really think if Mixon doesn't fumble, I think they win.
Yeah, they had 2 catastrophic turnovers. The Jamar Chase play changes everything one time.
Oh my God.
And then Mixon fumbles and they return that for a touchdown. But they fought hard. Here's the deal. It's December. They lost last week. Okay, whatever. Back-to-back games in December against teams that are on the fringe. They have to win this one. I feel like they know that this is their season. They hated the way that game went down. I think they come out and it was interesting because this game originally was a 1:00 game, and then they started messing with the times. They switched some things. It's a 4:30 game in Cincinnati. It's dark. It's
going to be awful. The weather will be awful.
And that might favor the 49ers. It could, but I'd always take a tough home team that can run the ball. And I think the Bengals, this is to me, Burrow with 9 fingers is I'm going to lead us to victory. We're going to get one.
I would if this was Cincy minus 2.5, I would like it. So they're a game behind Baltimore. Baltimore's 8-4, Cincy 7-5. Cleveland is 6-6. There's a world in which Baltimore loses, they're 8-5. Cincy wins, they're 8-5. Cleveland wins, they're 7-6. And that AFC North keeps going
wide
and going.
Open. Yeah.
My guess is that's the division that delivers us the 4 seed. And if the Pats can hold serve, which seems pretty conceivable because they only have one conference loss, they would really have to shit the bed down the stretch here. That's probably going to be Buffalo. And that's going to be Buffalo against the AFC North team. Because I think that with Tennessee's schedule, they're probably going to be the 3 seed. The more
I think they're going to be okay.
Stare at
Tennessee.
it. Yeah.
And
so that's
this
Baltimore or Cincy or Cleveland hosting Josh Allen, which I think is a nice spot for the Bills, who we just wrote off 20 minutes ago.
But they can win those games, though. They can win that game,
All right, so we're marking down Cincy.
By the way,
plus
Tennessee,
1.5.
Yeah, I like that. Do we want to make it? Do we want to make it bigger, or are we happy with?
No, we're marking it down. We're going to come back on it. Let's talk Browns Ravens though. I think we're split on this. Browns favored by 2.5 over the Ravens and take Cleveland. DVOA is about even. My theory on the Ravens and my angle on this bet, I'm going to try to talk you into it because Baker Mayfield is involved, and I think he stinks. As do you. Does he stink because he's injured?
Whatever.
Would he stink regardless?
Yeah.
Is he a good quarterback? No. I can't believe they're not playing Case Keenum. I don't understand it. I think it's the weirdest ongoing coaching decision of the season. That Stefanski's just looking at this over and over again and being like, injured Baker Mayfield is my best chance. But the Chubb Hunt thing is back, right? We're back. We're back in business. I know they're missing the right tackle.
They're missing a tackle, and Chubb did nothing against the Ravens last time.
Biggest game of the season for them.
Okay.
Kitchen sink game for them.
A Freddie kitchen sink, if you will. Yes.
They have to win this game. On the flip side, the Ravens, they lose Humphrey. They've lost so many people. They don't have their left tackle. They've lost their 2 best cornerbacks. They've lost like their 3 best running backs. There's been some other injuries. They have like, I think, $45 million of just injured cap money. Yeah. Their offense, it just seems like teams have unlocked at this point because they can't run the ball. So now teams that everybody's just sending the house. Brian Flores tipped that one off. And this feels like a game to me where if the Browns go up 7-0, I feel great.
Could be it.
I feel awesome. And I just think it means more to them. So the question is, do you think the Browns are a below 500 team? Because if they lose this game, they're going to finish below 500 for the season. I don't think they are. I think they're a 9-8, maybe a 10-7 team. But do they win by 3? Sure. It sounds good to me. You're skeptical. Tell me why.
Baker's hurt. This would be more of like, honestly, it sounds so rudimentary. And if it comes down to this, like Lamar or Baker, and neither one is playing good right now. Who would you rather pick in a big spot in this moment? Are you taking Baker or Lamar? Because at the end of the day, I think it's going to be one of them having to make a play in a low scoring, ugly, 17-15, 18-16 type weird game where there's a 2-point conversion here and an extra point missed there. And I just think I trust Lamar more than Baker. Baker has not done anything this season to be like, yes, he can get this big win when they need it.
Do you trust the Ravens to shut down Chubb and Hunt?
I think I might, because that defense, they are down so many players. And yet Wink, their defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, who I've been, rallying around saying this guy deserves a head coaching job opportunity because of what they're doing on defense. They stop everyone. And they're number 1 in red zone defense, number 1 in third down defense, number 1 in rush defense. And it's like they have nobody on the field. And I trust the system. I trust the Ravens system right now that in December, they can shut down this anemic Browns offense. I don't know. If I'm picking this one straight up, I'm going Ravens. But if you want to take Browns, Bill, I've been riding with you all season. I'll ride with you.
Well, we're going to disagree on another game too. If you look at Ravens really since week 6. So week 7, they get killed by Cincy. Week 9, week 8 bye week. Week 9, they barely beat Miami. Week 10, Thursday night, demolished by Miami. Weird game. We throw out the Thursday games. Week 11, Chicago, barely win.
But that was with Huntley at quarterback.
Week 12.
And I give them credit for that win. That's a great win with Huntley at quarterback on the road. Yeah.
Week 12, Cleveland, barely win. And Baker really hurt Cleveland that game.
Yeah.
Week 13, Pittsburgh, barely lose. Last few weeks, they're 19 points, 16 points, 16, 10. So this game, it feels like it's going to be a 16, 13, 17,
yeah, that's it. That is
15,
what it is.
something like that. I don't know. I like Cleveland's ability to run the ball. I'm going to mark them down. Maybe we go a little lighter. But I think I think the Ravens have passed the point of no return. It's more a bet on that too much has happened now.
Look, I mean, I think Harbaugh even said it publicly. The reason they went for 2 was not because they trust Lamar and let's win it here. It was because they didn't trust their corners on defense to stop anything because they were all injured. It's fair to say that.
Ben looked the best he's looked all season.
Fourth quarter,
he's dead.
He went 9 for 10 and was like Deontay Johnson became Jerry Rice in the fourth quarter.
So could Baker do that? Could he hit wide open receivers that aren't being covered?
Who are the receivers?
I think they suck people back in this week. Next one, Bucs Bills. Bucs -3 over the Bills. We talked about the Bills side of this. I'm still buying the Bucs. I still have Bucs Packers as just I believe in both those teams. The Bucs, I think everyone's back except Antonio Brown now.
Yeah.
They're home. As you pointed out, really good at home.
They don't lose at home. They're awesome.
The Bills going from a weird Monday night 40-mile-an-hour win game to all of a sudden playing in Florida in mid-December.
Late afternoon, kind of like it's a 4:30 game on the East Coast. It's Nance and Romo on the call. And like I said, Brady, he's never really had any problems with that Buffalo team.
I'm so delighted to be laying the 3. I thought I was going to have to lay like 4.5, 5.
Yeah.
Just Bucs -3. Great. I think the Bucs are going to beat the Bills.
Yeah, I do too. And the alternative is like, this is Bills go time. What are you? But like, I don't know. Are they going to answer the bell suddenly? I don't see it happening. So I go with the Bucs also.
This is an interesting one because if the Bucs win, the Pats are basically they're cruising at this point.
Because the Bills are now really in trouble.
The Bills, they have no chance in the division unless the Pats completely shit the bed. So the Pats don't even play this week, and they could be winning it again. Cards Rams, Cards -2. An incredible lack of respect for a really good team, really good season. And I'm sorry, but Cliff's going to figure out a way to use that at least a little bit, right? It's Monday night. Nobody thinks you guys are good. You guys have been beating everybody all year. Nobody believes in it. We're not even favored by a field goal. Nobody thinks we belong in this division.
Do we want to go through the quick backstory on McVay and Kingsbury that they talked about on Flying Coach real quick to add a little intrigue to this?
Do it.
So, McVay and I host this podcast. We've both known Cliff for a long time, and we bring Kingsbury on. We're like, all right, so what's the impetus of your friendship? Because as much as you guys are young offensive coaches in the NFL, like, where's it go back? When Cliff got fired from Texas Tech, and it's like week 11 of the NFL season, everyone obviously stays quiet when someone loses their job. The first call he got was McVay, who was like, all right, what do you want to do for our offensive staff? Like, I'll bring you on. And he said he didn't know him that well. And McVay came out of the woodwork and was like, yeah, I'll hire you right now. Like, what do you want to do for us? And he ends up entertaining that idea and then goes to USC to be their offensive coordinator, then gets the Jets interview for the head coaching job. And then the Cardinals one takes the Cardinals one, but he's been forever indebted to Sean. And then they go to the NFL and Sean just, annihilates Cliff's teams. Like the first 2 years they play, they just blowouts. We do our Flying Coach this offseason. We have fun with that a little bit. And then I spoke to both guys before the game earlier this season. And like Cliff had an edge to him where he's like, it's not happening again. Like I'm not losing to this guy again. And he gets his answer and obviously they win. This week, I think this is like a cool deal between the two where I think McVay did not like the fact that they got embarrassed at home by Kingsbury. And I think he's, Cliff's having this moment right now where it's, Kingsbury talks to the players a little differently. Kingsbury's practices are a little different where that was kind of McVay's deal for a couple of years there where now it's like, maybe, he's the next Kingsbury as opposed to the next McVay. You say, well, who cares? They're not playing the game, but they're coaching it. I think this game means a lot to both sides. And I kind of am going to roll with Sean on this one and on the road. Season on the line in a way, especially the division. And I'm going with him.
Come on.
I'm going with him.
All right. Come on. You don't believe this.
I do.
Come on. Stop. No.
Let go.
Just let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
All right. We'll disagree on that one.
Hey, what's your thoughts on Sanicon? Do you know what Sanicon is?
What is it?
It's in New York City. It's every 20-year-old guy like Kyle walking around New York City in a Santa costume, drunk as hell, walking around. It's Saturday. I just found out about it. I think it kind of ruined my weekend. What would your thoughts be on SantaCon?
Kyle, would you go to SantaCon? You wouldn't? Kyle says no. He's out. He doesn't want to turn his bike on for that.
He says never. It's literally every Hoboken, Long Island guy takes a subway or LIR train into New York, and it's all there's thousands and thousands of drunk 20-somethings in Santa costumes, and I didn't know it was Saturday until just now, and it kind of ruined my weekend.
It's too bad we couldn't have done a bet where if I take the Cards, you take the Rams, and you have to go to Sanicon if you lose. Well, since I'm defying you with two of these picks, I'm going to back you on one of your picks. This was not one of my picks. You want to do a bad QB under parlay.
Yes, I thought this would be fun.
So we have a Texans-Seahawks game, which has the one and only Davis Mills, and a Texans team that, if you just go look at their schedule week by week, it's been grim for a while. And they have no incentive now to win another game. Like, they might as well just go for the top pick.
They beat the Titans, which was really odd, and then they went back to their old selves.
Right. So we have that one, and then we also have a Saints-Jets. Taysom Hill versus Zach, I throw everything 200 miles an hour, Wilson.
Yes. A Taysom Simeon, because I'm not sure if we see Simeon.
There might be some Simeon.
Versus Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Mike White, whoever you want out there.
All right, so this was your idea. So we can mess with the lines on FanDuel. We can take Texans Seahawks. We can make that under 46.5. We can jack it up. The odds on that are minus 210. We can also take Saints Jets. We can jack that up to 49.5. They'd have to score 50 points to lose that.
I don't care if Kamara has 5 touchdowns. It won't be enough.
That's minus 250. You put those two together and that parlay is plus 106.
Let's do it.
So if we bet whatever, it's plus 106. It would be a positive comeback.
That's the Sanicon special. That's what we're going to call that one.
The Sanicon special. Texans Seahawks under 46.5. Saints Jets under 49.5. So think about this. Texans Seahawks. So the score that would beat us is like 27-20.
Yeah, that's Davis Mills just lighting it up in the second half and killing us. I don't see it.
The thing is, you're going to be texting me, Davis Mills. Let's go to Houston where Davis Mills is on the board again. All right, we're doing that anyway.
We've got Jay Feely and Spiro Ditas in Houston, and Davis Mills just threw an 80-yard bomb to Nico Collins.
My God. Last one. I want to get the Cowboys in here because I'm not buying this Washington thing at all. I'm just not at all.
All right.
Not at all. I watched the game last week, the 48-yard field goal that won us Underdog Parlay of the Week.
Dude, they've been good to us. The last few weeks, Washington's been good to us.
Did not think that was going through. Here's my case. Cowboys are favored by 4 in Washington. So I'm just going to ask you fundamentally, do you think the Cowboys are, this was on a neutral field, Cowboys by 6? Something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe a little less than a touchdown?
Yeah, I'd say
5.5, 6,
sure.
6.5, something where. All right, but it's a home game for Washington, so the line skews down. Record scratch. This isn't a home game for Washington. There's going to be 90% Cowboys fans there. This is a home game for Dallas. We're getting Dallas in a home game minus 4.
There is like this, and you know they exist everywhere, and you've got friends like Washington fans run deep, and like when they start their climb, like they do come out of the woodwork a little bit. And I know that stadium was empty the first few weeks of the season, but Cowboys week, I could see a good Washington contingent being like, all right, I'm going to show my face this week and let's go. The one thing we will root for is us versus the Cowboys. So I don't know, but I'm with you. I think, Jerry had really interesting comments this week when he was critiquing the route running of the wide receivers. And I'm like, this is where the Cowboys get in trouble. Like when you want to get a little comfortable, Jerry rears his head and says some things and you don't know where that's coming from. Is that the coaching staff saying that to him? Is that somewhere? I'm very, very curious to see what version of Dallas we get this week. And if it's good Dallas, like it was against the Saints, or if it's bad Dallas, like it was against the Raiders. I would say they're favored here, but I would also, I'd prefer to stay away and just watch this game from afar.
Well, I have an idea. Last 2 weeks, Washington, they scored 17 points against Seattle. They scored 17 points against Vegas. Not an offensive juggernaut at this point.
No.
Dallas's defense is finally healthy again. I don't know if you got the memo. Everybody's back. Everybody's back. The team that held our Lord and Savior Mac Jones under 20 points the last time the Patriots lost, they're back. My thought is this. We could put them in a parlay with the Packers to beat the Bears. Do you think the Bears are going to beat the Packers under any circumstance?
No, and I'm shocked NBC and the NFL kept that game as Sunday night.
And then we have the Chiefs are home against the Raiders.
I like that.
And we could just put all those 3 teams just to win. Cowboys, Packers, Chiefs. And we get a nice little parlay on that one.
Okay, I'm down with that. Let's do that.
Wait, so we could put the 3 of those together. Plus 110, Shrakes.
Okay, I'm in.
Plus 110. Who beats us? I mean, I guess the Cowboys, because we're not losing to the Packers or the Chiefs.
No, that's Washington wins 20-17, and we're kicking ourselves. Like, we knew that, but that's okay. If you want it, let's go. I'm with you, dude.
So you think Washington, for them to win this game, I'm just going to lay it out for you, because I hear you. I'm a little worried because they have been a little, they had a little clutch, especially late.
Yeah.
But if they win this game, this now means Washington is for real.
Mm-hmm. And
Taylor Heineke is now like a real starting quarterback, like a top 15 guy. If he beats a healthy Dallas team with 80% Dallas in the stands.
He beat Brady. He beat Cam when Cam was all like, "Oh crap, Cam is back." He was far better. Then he beat, Derek Carr. I mean, this guy, he wins games. And then you look at what they've got left on their schedule, and I hate being schedule guy. They only play the NFC East. I know how Ron is operating right now. He's talking to these guys saying, "We went out, we're in the playoffs, we're division champions. Like, we play the Cowboys twice, play the Eagles twice, play the Giants one time. Let's go and do our thing." And they're young. They are playing loose, and gosh, I could see them winning that game.
Okay. I heard you.
Put the Cowboys in. Do your thing.
No, I hear you. Okay. We're going to come back. We're going to do $1 million picks, and we're going to reveal our underdog parlay of the week. All right. $1 million picks. I promise you, by the way, this is the only podcast of 2021 with gambling on the NFL, followed by Paul Thomas Anderson, the world's greatest living director. That's our podcast today. Yeah, he's coming up next. He's following you.
The trailer, was it Licorice Pizza? It looks amazing.
It's fantastic.
The girl from Haim, I'm in. Let's go.
Haim.
Oh, I'm sorry. How old did I sound?
I loved it. Under parlay of the week. So we've hit 4 of these in 13 weeks. And if you add up the amount of money we won in the 4 weeks versus the 9 losses, it's like legitimately profitable. And it makes me wonder, like, should next year just be underdog parlay of the week? And we don't do it either picks because they're way more profitable just to bear the underdogs together. This week, we're looking at Falcons Giants. Falcons, I don't like the Falcons. They're 32nd in DVOA, but it's really just it's zagging against Cam Newton.
It's Cam.
Yeah, it's just Cam. It's like they fired the offensive coordinator. Do you have any offensive coordinator scoop? Who gets fired halfway through a bye week? My theory was that he sniffed around with another job and they found out.
No, it wasn't like nefarious, but you are right. Like, he wasn't coming back. That thing wasn't working. And I think, and if Joe was to hear me say this, he'd probably say, "Now wait, let's not act like it was a favor to me." But by doing this now, there's a million college offensive coordinator jobs. He's going to get paid a boatload of money, and he'll be fine. If they waited till mid-January, all those jobs are filled, and he's kind of in a bad spot. So I don't know. You can look at it a bunch of different ways, but I think that relationship was done, and they decided to cut ties now, knowing that at least it leaves an opportunity for Joe Brady to do some other things.
How many passes do you think Joe Brady watched Cam throw into the ground or over the head of a wide open receiver in practice and in real games where he's like, "I got to find another job"?
Well, the irony is that, like, they brought Joe in because he was with Teddy Bridgewater in New Orleans, and it was like, all right, together, you put those guys together, they've done it, they really get along well. And then they got rid of Teddy, and it's like, all right, now go work with Darnold. Okay, now go work with Cam. I'm not sure how many offensive coordinators would have had a successful year with what they had to going on that season.
I don't know who's the leader in the clubhouse of the "I can't believe you did that" during the 2021 draft. Whatever the rankings are, but Carolina might be one. They took J.C. Horn over Mack or Fields, and then they traded a second for Darnold. You can't do worse than that.
I know, and their argument would be like, J.C. Horn was really good the first couple of weeks of the season. Like, if you're going to go and do flips over Patrick Surtain, we took J.C. Horn before him, and he might have a better NFL career. But the injury really does not reveal too much optimism when Mac Jones is just slicing up teams and going to be
you had 2 quarterbacks
seed
on the board, and a year later you still don't have a quarterback, and now it's a draft without a quarterback.
I know.
Now you have to roll the dice on somebody. All right, so we're looking at Falcons Giants. The Giants I mean, it's a long shot.
It's a long shot, but hey, Jake Fromm, let's go. Giants right now have Andrew Thomas, Azeez Ojulari, Jake Fromm, Trey Crowder, Lorenzo Carter, Isaiah Wilson, and J.R. Reed. They all played at Georgia together, and they're all playing in this game as like starters. They are the Georgia Bulldogs from a couple of years ago going to play the Chargers this weekend.
The case for this is just, should the Chargers be favored by 9.5 points over anybody?
And
I mean, honestly.
Weird things happen in the NFL. The Giants, who knows? Saquon might go nuts. Let's just.
I watched the Chargers blow a 24-0 lead last week to a guy with a broken finger. Like, they seem like a logical underdog pick. The other one we were looking at was Texans Seahawks, but we couldn't get there. I'll be honest, it's not a great underdog parlay week, but
we hit, and we will here too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here are our picks. $1 million picks for week 13. Turn the fucking camera on, Kyle. We are down a little under 900,000 for the year. We are due for a big week, and it's going to happen right here. We are going to go big on 2 games. We're going to go smaller on 4 bets, and we're going to do the underdog parlay. First one, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My preseason Super Bowl pick. I have the Bucs versus the Patriots. We have a 7-minute video. That will become my legacy. Much like, I don't know, The Godfather was Coppola's legacy. The Beatles Get Back documentary is now the Beatles' legacy. My 7-minute Patriots Bucs Super Bowl pick could be. That might outlast me. When aliens might be studying it 20 centuries from now.
When you've got Henry Hill listening to it in the shower like it's a Lufthansa heist, you got me sold. It was. You also said Ramondre and Damian Harris are the thinking man's Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And
I did.
At the time, I didn't even know that made sense or not. I think they might be better than Chubb and Hunt right now. So Bill, I'm in. Let's go.
I tried. People thought I was doing it as a bit. I really believed it.
They thought it was
I never gave up. They thought it was shtick. I don't do shtick with picks. I like being right. I like winning money. I like being right. Those are my 2 things. Bucs -3 over the Bills. I think the arrow's going up for the Bucs, especially now they're getting people back. I also think they can run the ball on this Bills team. I like the way Fournette's looked the last couple weeks. And Ronald Jones has looked okay too, but I think the Brady, he's got MVPs in his sights now. Time to put up some stats, move the ball, move the chains. Bucs -3.
Brady 32-3 all time against Buffalo. That is not by anomaly or coincidence. That logo, Brady owns it. I'm going with the Bucs as well.
That is 90 percentile. So we are going to put $500,000.
Let's go.
Bucs -3 against the Bills. Our other big bet, a team we both like a lot this week, the Bengals, +1.5 at home against San Francisco. The cold, crisp air of Cincinnati. The hard turf. You know they haven't spent a lot of money on that fake grass in Cincinnati, I'm guessing. They definitely cut corners on that thing. That thing's going to be like cement.
Not a fun field to play on Sunday.
Yeah. Niners, banged up. Bengals a little banged up too. Niners a little more banged up. This to me is a Jimmy G thing. I'm so glad the Patriots landed Mac Jones and didn't trade a second-round pick for Jimmy G from what I've seen week after week. I honestly feels like he's losing his confidence a little bit. I don't see the spark from him. I don't see that little Italian swagger. That guy who might sit down next to your girlfriend when you're in the bathroom and just steal her away. Where's that guy?
Don't like that guy.
Where did he go? He's gone. Bengals +1.5. We're putting $500,000 on that as well. Yeah. We trust you, Cincy. And then 4 smaller bets. We're going to put $200K on each of these. You disagree with this one. Browns -2.5. Part of our deal is you're my consigliere. Sometimes we disagree. Happened in The Godfather. Sometimes Tom Hagen and the Corleones, sometimes they didn't see eye to eye, but they always respected the process, the family. We're going to go Browns -2.5. I have a feeling about this one.
I'll be
Ravens
your
past
Silvio
the point.
Dante. I will be your Tom Hagen. I will be
Silvio Dante. I like it.
I'll just nod my head. All right,
so
do what you do.
Schrags does not agree with this one. We're going ahead anyway. Browns -2.5. Browns, just get a lead. Just get a 7-point lead. Baker throws the ball 12 times. Take us home. Next one, you don't agree with this one either. Cards -2 against the Rams.
I don't.
I am buying the Cards this week. This is the week they reel us in. They reel everybody in. Cards. Oh, they might be. Oh, Cards Bucs. Who's the best out of that? And then eventually they'll let us down. But it's not going to be this week. I don't trust this Rams team. We're going to put $200K. Browns -2.5. 200K Cards -2. 200K plus 110. Cowboys, Packers, Chiefs. All of them have to win.
That one I like.
Yeah, you like that one? And this is yours. This is your bet. Put 200K on this.
Sanicon.
The Sanicon parlay of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Texans, Seahawks under 46.5. Saints, Jets under 49.5. Parlay is plus 106. We're putting 200K on that. You're calling it the Sanicon under parlay, where we just go against bad QBs and hope the score stays low.
I hate Sanicon. We're rooting against this one. We don't like points. We are going under.
We don't like fun.
I love that.
We don't want fun. No, we don't want pick sixes. We don't want fumble touchdowns. Nothing. We just want
punts.
Ugly. We want punting. We want 3rd and 14s. We want draw plays on 3rd and 17 and little wide receiver screens that aren't going to work. Just keep that clock moving, guys.
I never want to hear Andrew Siciliano or Scott Hansen's voice. No red zone. Just right from 40 to 40. That's what we want this.
And then finally, the underdog parlay of the week, which cost FanDuel $1.1 million last week.
Yeah.
In real money, not $1 million picks money. They actually lost 7 figures on this last week. We're 4-9 on these, which is actually winning. We're taking a flyer. Falcons, Giants.
Why not?
Going against the weird Chargers team. It's more of a, should the Chargers be favored by almost 10 points over anybody? Probably not. Should Cam Newton be favored over anybody? Probably not. So we're going to play the odds. Falcons, Giants, plus 890. I'm going to boost this up to 10-1.
Yeah,
I haven't even asked FanDuel for permission yet.
We're doing it anyway.
Yeah, 10-1. Those are the $1 million picks for week 14. Week 14. Week 14? Yeah. Week 14.